Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to talk about the market pump. We are rocking this morning. We're going to talk about Ethereum's new Fusaka upgrade coming today. We're going to talk about how we are positioning ourselves for this potential rally. Is it the end of it? Are we at the beginning of it? We're going to figure out exactly what plays we are going to be making. Thank you all for listening today on another wonderful day. If you're listening on Twitter, give us a like, comment, retweet, bookmark. Let us know what you want us to talk about today. If you're listening on Twitter, drop us some comments. We'll be showing them throughout the show. And if you're listening on Zora, where we are now streaming every single day at the Daily Bone, drop us a line there as well. We'll be checking out some of the comments from Zora as well. I'm joined today by Kix and Easy. Kix, we're pumping. We got this relief rally you've been calling for. I'm sure we're going to be able to find a good clip from Friday's show. And basically, you just called this exactly.
Dude, let's just say I'm feeling better than a Somalian immigrant that just cashed their first autism welfare check. I'm feeling pretty dang good right now. Hot air rises, as Circin Lord just said. Yeah, dude. It was, I'll tell you what, Monday was a little shaky though. You know, Monday was a little shaky. That was a pretty big head fake. I have a notebook now to improve my perps trading. At the golf simulator, you'll see old men, they'll bring notebooks to golf lessons and golf practice rounds, and they take notes. So I'm like, I'm going to be like an old man when I trade perps and take notes. One of my big notes on perps is just be cautious going into monthly opens. You're going to see a lot of volatility. That's what we saw on Monday. A little bit of a head fake down, but continuing to move up. So yeah, my thesis is still intact. That I think Bitcoin is curling positively on the weekly. I think that will continue to trend upwards, and that most alts are very beaten down and will continue some violent rallies to the upside.
I love this. You posted about a couple different alts on the timeline almost 24 hours ago, looking at Fartcoin and Pengu. How did these end up playing out?
Fartcoin, where's it at? 38.97. Yeah, still loving that. Look at the weekly curl. That's absolutely sexy. I think base case for this is 60 cents. I think on a strong curl with Bitcoin continue to trend up, this thing could go to $1. I think or where your green line is. I don't know where that came from. I think that's potentially very good. I called Zerebro at 25 cents. That's now 36 cents. Great MACD curl on that on the daily. I think haven't logged in my perps count. I think that probably already hit my take profits on that one. Turbo, I'm long Turbo. That's up 30% on the day.
Did you long Turbo before today?
I long Turbo at 15 cents.
Let's go. Right here on the cross.
It's Turbo time.
No, I honestly, I saw Turbo.
Kix doesn't give us his alpha. He launches Polymarket trading bots where he generates free money without telling us. He buys Turbo, doesn't tell us. He's up almost 100%. Yeah, good job, man. Good job.
What are you even talking about? I have not. You just don't listen.
Yep.
I've been saying all this shit.
Yep.
Every single episode.
Yep.
What are you even talking about? Here, November 25th. I'm long. SPX, Aster, Met, Zora, Zerebro, and Turbo.
I didn't see it because I had to click show more.
Whatever, bro. Dude, I have been nonstop every single fucking day on the timeline. I'm like, bottoms in. Bottoms in. Things are going up. People just don't give a fuck about me anymore, okay? They think I'm washed. They're like, this guy's almost 40. Why would we listen to him in crypto?
I saw Turbo pumping this morning, and I don't know why Turbo makes me think about you, Kix, but it does. I was like, oh, damn, Kix missed the Turbo run. Apparently, you were in it.
Because I was so mad about Turbo when in like March of last year when it blasted. Did it almost go to like $1 billion? It went to some absurd number.
What, over $1 billion?
Yeah.
1.3 billion.
Yeah.
Double top there.
Absolute absurdity. And what I think I said this verbatim. I want verbatim. I want my alt bag to look like the most odorous excrement ever. Meaning, like, I don't want to be long like revenue generating alts. I want to be long SPX. I want to be long Zaribo. I want to be long Farcoin. I want to be long Turbo. Who's that says what time frame do you look at for the MACD? Just like any indicator, the higher the time frame, the more confidence you have. So like 1 hour, 4 hours isn't the great. Dailies are okay. Weeklies are great. I was a smart guy and I set a bid on Pengu, because one of the bad things I've been doing is when markets pump, I'll long something on perps, and then you're often buying like the top. So I'm trying to get better at, when I like something, setting a buy lower. So I think I hit on a Pengu long. So I'm now long Pengu.
Yeah. So like, as opposed to buying like one of these hourly like highs or something like that.
Yeah. So I almost longed it right there, and I was like, nah, let me long the pullback. I still think Pengu's weaker in terms of the overall alt basket. I think you long the ones that are ripping the hardest, and that is Farcoin, SPX, Turbo.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think Turbo is like leading everything on my like overall watch list. Brett's another good one that's pretty.
Yeah, I actually looked at Brett yesterday and considered a long on it. I didn't take it though. What you got to understand is they're all the same trade, minus some sort of weird catalyst. Cool thing about Brett is you're getting some like base exposure. You know what I mean? So if you're like trying to diversify your basket amongst, where they're located, Punk SCR has been on a great run as well. That has continued to pump off the lows. I think that's already a 2x off the lows.
Fees for our token works.
Oh, I'm sure we're still printing, dude. I haven't even checked. It's going to be a little Christmas. I'm going to check on Christmas morning.
Have you pulled anything out of that?
Yeah, when things were just vomiting, I pulled it out and sold it at like 3,500. But I haven't touched it. Since spend energy 69,420 is being very negative. You got your stop losses kicks, because all of these could put in a minus 40% at any second. I already held my Turbo and my SPX through a 40% pullback. That's generally why I try to long bottoms, because then your chance of a 40% look down is lower. Feeling a 30% day on these bags today. Good luck with that tough guy.
Oh man.
Guess what? I'm when I get off this show, I'm hopping to Portugal and I'm looking at my perps account, and I know it's gonna be sunshine.
Okay, so it's a little weather report. We'll keep going.
Short it, dude. Short it, man. Short it. Post it on the timeline. Post on the timeline. You're shorting it.
This guy looks like somebody I know.
That's Escobar, bro.
Oh, my buddy Pablo.
That's Pablo. Short it, bro. Short it. It's fine, man. Like, and guess what? You could make money shorting it on a 24-hour window. I'm not selling anything until December 8th.
Spenergy fires back. Done, old man. Calling kicks an old man here.
That's fine, dude. I am an old man. I'll own it.
Turbo with negative funding. Nice.
Our Tommy wants me to go to Portugal. Maybe I will, dude. Maybe I will right now.
Let's hit a little weather report here, Kicks, and we'll keep jumping into it. I've got a lot to talk about today.
Okay, great. I can't go to Portugal yet, guys. Sorry. I open up NordVPN on. It's gonna auto connect me. Gotta deconnect. Hit the button. Ready to rumble. Man, I'm feeling good today. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Wednesday, December 3rd. The majors up big on the day. Bitcoin hanging around 92K. Ethereum trying to break above 3,100. Solana at 141, Hype at $33. Over the past 24 hours, $200 billion was added to the crypto market cap as the fear and greed index exited extreme fear after being at those levels for nearly a month. Over $400 million worth of shorts were liquidated over the last 24 hours. Next up, Ethereum's Fusaka upgrade is set to go live today around 5 p.m. Eastern today. The upgrade features blob space increases that will allow L2s to operate more efficiently, as well as some UX features such as enabling passkey support on chain. Finally, Trump made some bullish announcements for risk-on assets as he hinted that Kevin Hassett will be the likely nomination for Fed chair in 2026. He also stated that income taxes could be going away in the near future due to tariff revenues. Also, if you make a baby in the next 3 years, your baby is born with a 401k account. Thanks to Donald Trump and Michael Dell and his beautiful wife. That is it for the weather report. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Kicks. I heard a little bit about this savings account for the babies. What's going on with this thing?
So if you had a baby in 2025 all the way through 2028, you will get $1,000 and your baby's 401k. You and or your employer can contribute up to $5K a year pre-tax, giving your little baby a 401k. And when they're 18, they will be a proud capitalist, as they can use that money to pay for college and not go into student loan debt, or start a career or a business, or cash it all out and dump it into crypto. They can do whatever they want with their money once they turn 18. They also can continue to save it all the way to retirement. Michael Dell also came out with his lovely wife and contributed $6.5 billion, backdating to kids born before 2025. So even older kids will get now $250 in their 401k account. Liberals on the timeline did not like it. They said $6.8 billion. That's only $250 per kid. What, they'll only have $1,500 when they grow up? These people don't understand math. They want to tax the rich, but they think that they can get a better return on that money than the S&P 500. Make that make sense. Back to you in the studio, Ray.
Oh, man. Excellent weather report and commentary. So this is a 401k, and they can pull it out for what, education expenses?
It's just a straight 401k. When they turn 18, I think they can cash it out, or they can hold it all the way to retirement, just like
so
a
they can take a loan
401k.
against, because if you got penalties if you cash out a 401k.
Yeah, well, you'd have. I'm not. You'd have to look at the structure. I'm not completely sure on the structure, but yeah. Once again, if you're a parent or your employer is contributing to this pre-tax for 18 years, even if they pull it out and get the income tax penalty, they've still had 18 years of compounding growth.
Yeah.
So like if you and your employer contribute $2 or $3K a year to this over 18 years, right? Your kid's at 18 is going to have 6 figures.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think this is a really cool thing. I think even if you don't like Trump, you can be like, hey, this is a cool thing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So I'm going to mark my calendar 2043. We're going to have 18-year-olds with a little bit of dispensable income coming into the market. So risk on investments in 2043. You make a little note. Can you write that in your notebook for me, Kick, so that you have it as well?
Yeah,
2043.
2043. Got it marked down.
All right, we're good. Lots to talk about. I want to talk about the Fusaka upgrade coming today to Ethereum. Kix talked about this in the weather report briefly. I just want to give a quick rundown on like what's going on, what you should be aware of for this. It's going live around 5 p.m. Eastern. It depends on like block times and everything. And the major improvements we're seeing with this upgrade, there's a few. So basically this is called Pure DAS. And this is basically allowing L2s to scale more efficiently. So there's going to be more blob space. And that's what L2s use to settle to Ethereum. And if there's more blob space, they don't have to pay as much for like transactions, like to be part of the blobs when they need to settle. So that's big for L2 transaction fees. You're going to see reduced L2 transaction fees. It's gonna be easier to run nodes as a single operator as opposed to like running a full node. You can run smaller nodes now. So if you're somebody who runs a node, stake Ethereum yourself, you're gonna see an upgrade here, and you're gonna have less like computation requirements. People are saying like 40 to 60% reduction of L2 fees over time. And there are some like kind of negative like vibes for Ethereum, saying like with these cheaper fees, if they continue to get cheaper, people continue to use L2s and they're not paying like their quote unquote dues to Ethereum in terms of Ethereum gas, like the value moves from Ethereum mainnet to L2 apps. So that's something to be aware of with blob scaling and this upgrade.
My counter to that is that the cheaper that you make things, the more that they get to be used. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like the cheaper, the faster you make the internet isn't bearish necessarily for the internet, or like, you know, Amazon, you know, cutting fees, making things cheaper. If anything, it makes, I think, Ethereum more competitive and resilient against the horde of other L1s.
Yeah, I think it does help build the Ethereum moat. When you can pitch these institutions cheaper, faster transactions via L2 with the settlement on like a battle-tested ETH L1, I think it makes a ton of sense in terms of adoption. It's just a matter of where the value accrual is over time. They also allow the blob space to be upgraded over time via some parameters, so they don't have to do this hard fork upgrade every time they want to increase blob space. So that's another tech upgrade. In terms of users, though, I think the biggest thing for users is going to be the introduction of passkey support. So essentially, if you know, like if you've been logging into any like modern app, they have support for passkeys via devices. It's your phone, your laptop, computer, etc. Before this upgrade, you needed kind of like bespoke crypto contracts written on Ethereum to handle this, and now it's native. So devs can now like tap into like signing with passkeys. You're not going to have to worry about like seed phrases, things like that. So this is a big upgrade in terms of UX that's going to, I think, play out as one of the most beneficial parts of this upgrade over time, in my opinion. So this is pretty cool too. Like I said, 5 p.m. today, you don't need to do anything. Don't get scammed. You don't need to click anything to upgrade. It happens automatically on the network. Just something to be aware of. Any other thoughts on this upgrade? I don't know if it really moves the needle in like ETH price or anything, but I think it's, I mean, bullish if we're continuing to see these large scale rollouts that are improving the chain over time.
Yeah, ETH, man. Eric Voorhees came out and said that he thinks that ETH has won the smart contract race due to network effects, and that Bitcoin and ETH are the kings, which I thought was interesting from a BTC maxi. But yeah, man, I'm really excited for crypto on a long-term horizon, even though that we've been having, you know, pullbacks over the past month or two. I think when you just look at the horizon, right? This cycle compared to last cycle, think what happened last cycle, right? Last cycle topped as we went into a brutal rate raising QT environment, right? Where the stock market, a lot of alt stocks dropped 90%, right? Facebook dropped what, 70%, right? And now we're seeing a backdrop of a crypto bear market where stocks look great. We're moving into a quantitative easing market. Small children will be investing tens of billions of dollars into the stock market. So I think it's very possible that we have a mild crypto bear that looks very mild compared to the previous cycles, because I think this may be the first cycle for Bitcoin where we're going from quantitative easing, tightening to easing. So we're going into or are in a bear market as we move into financial conditions that should be very good for Bitcoin and crypto.
Yeah, I love that. Seeing the rate cuts that we're like predicting the rate cuts we're going to have is like super interesting. Like with Kevin Hassett looking to be the likely nominee. A shorter bear also is good because I don't think you hemorrhage, or like a more mild bear. You don't hemorrhage as many builders, because I think we lost builders last bear market, where people just got like jaded and were completely exiting to maybe going to greener pastures and AI. If we have a more mild bear market where things aren't as bad, I think that we continue to like grow builders, which is pretty big.
I love that, Ray. And on that note, in the United States, SEC, despite Wall Street objections, is moving forward with the Innovator Exemption Act for crypto, which will allow U.S. builders to build without the fear of authoritative figures like Joe Biden and Gary Gensler trying to destroy their lives, which I think is awesome. Instead of the government suing everybody in the United States that tries to build crypto, we are going a complete 180 script and saying, not only should you build awesome crypto products in America, we're going to give you an exemption to allow you to try innovative, novel things.
Yep. Coming in January, soon
In
for
January. And I'm seeing a lot of people talking shit about Trump on the timeline in regard to crypto. And I would just say to them, you better be careful, buddy, because some people on the right try to do that to Sleepy Joe Biden in 2022. You got to remember, if you believe in 4-year cycles, Trump's got 3 years left. So if you're going to dunk on him for the prices now, despite him from a regulatory standpoint doing incredible things for crypto, the exact opposite of Biden, you may eat your own words 3 years from now.
Well, speaking of innovation exemptions, we have the Fwog mint going live. I'm going to need price predictions from both of you on what the current floor is on this free Fwog PFP mint.
I love the art. Love the art. Nice profile pics.
Yeah. Give me a
how
floor
much is it?
in ETH.
3 SOL.
They're ETH.
How much ETH?
Free.
Floor right now. I was hoping to get a guess out of one of you guys.
I'll guess. I'd say 0.1. What's the mint size? How many?
5,555. 10% reserved for the treasury.
0.15.
We are sitting at 0.21 right now on an NFT free mint coming out. Yeah. Minting on OpenSea right now. Check your availability, opensea.io/collection/Fwogs. You can also get there by the Discover tab or the Drops tab on OpenSea. Unrevealed right now. Are you a buyer of these at any point, Easy?
I mean, if we get under like 0.15, probably.
I think they look great. I think these things look pretty
they look
cool.
really good.
They look cool. Easy.
Like, I don't know.
You got to buy some of these just out of respect for the Fwog, money you made. I mean, you're a Fwogillionaire, dude. Like you absolutely crushed it. One could say a couple of those horses should be named Fwog. You know what I mean?
We haven't shared the names. How do you know they're not?
I don't.
Fwog 1, Fwog 2. It's different.
Fwog,
They're just the
Fwog 1 and Fwog 2.
How do you know it's not
one's like
Fwog
200 million.
Trump?
One's named 350 million. It's just wherever he took profits on Fwog.
Yeah, we have Fwog, Trump, Pasternak, and Aster. the big four from this cycle for me.
Dude, Pasternak is low-key a cool horse name. And Aster.
The issue with Pasternak is he'd probably just give up.
Yeah, no, he'd probably like tried to say like, I'm a cow now.
Are these one of ones, or is this like, are they all like unique like this? Is my question. I didn't look at this drop at all. These are really cool though. I don't know what else to say about this, but I kind of want to buy one. I just don't want to buy one at 0.2. Okay, these look like more normal ones. Okay. I see. So they are like your standard.
That bottom right Fwog looks pretty chippy, dude. That guy
I rock
does
that
Zins.
one.
That guy does Zins. I like the guy with alopecia on the top right.
This one?
Yeah.
He's albino.
Interesting. Actually, you know who I am? I'm fucking turtle. I'm turtleneck middle top. And my new name is Clarence.
I do like that one. It's so creepy.
Hey guys, I'd like to tell you about a little crypto investment I got.
I'd rock one of these. I could see it.
I think this is a cool ass collection. I'll tell you, this launched in 2021. These things would be shooting above 1 ETH right now. Shooting.
Easily above 1 ETH. Damn, I wish those days would come back where you just minted NFTs. Anything could run to an ETH. Now it's like so rare.
Spend Energy saying just wait for the Yuga founders to start buying and they send. That could 100% happen. Also, Spend Energy, I'm sorry about a little argument earlier. And guess what? If you are short, I hope you make money on the short, sell it, and then I'll make money in the long. We can both win and be friends. Okay? Young guy.
Yeah, I mean, so the artist is on the Yuga Labs team. I think it's like art director over there.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Are they launched on 8chain?
They're on ETH mainnet.
I like it, man. You got to be transdimensional in this future world of crypto.
Speaking of NFTs, transition over to NFT strategy, now known as token strategy, with a big launch yesterday. Did you see the launch yesterday?
No, what was it?
So they launched their self-serve mechanism. So now they are a Launchpad, essentially. Anybody can just deploy strategies now. If you're the contract owner of an NFT contract, ERC 721 or 1155, you're eligible to create a strategy for your token. There's a 1 ETH fee for that. Same with ERC 20s. If you're the deployer, you can create a strategy for any token that you deploy. And they also introduced this new type of strategy. It's called recursive. It basically uses its own fees to purchase itself.
Tell you what, phenomenal website. Great for Adam and his team to just keep grinding on this. Also, one of the best altcoins from the bottom. I want to say 25 mil maybe was the bottom. Now it's 65, almost a 3x off the bottom. Still grinding, still making things happen. Shout out to Adam. We need to play some Counter-Strike this weekend.
Have you played Counter-Strike with Adam before?
Yeah, he's fucking good, dude.
I've never played Counter-Strike in my life. Yeah, this one bounced pretty hard. 23 mil up to 58 right now, close to a 3x off the bottom. Yeah. Do you begin to think about repricing this as like an ETH-native Launchpad versus just a strategy token? Because all the fees from these launches are going to Punkster in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I mean, yeah, I think it is a Launchpad now. So I mean, you can 100% reprice it as that. You can also say it's like a pseudo OpenSea in the sense of, right, like most of its volumes pegged to NFT ERC20 success on their platform. I think it's pretty awesome. Why didn't I buy more at 23 million?
Yeah, that is the big question.
But this is cool, man. You know, these are one of those few things like you just see in crypto and you're like, this is just generally, that's what I said from the beginning. It's just like such a cool, unique thing. And I mean, we should, even if you don't own this stuff or make money on this stuff, you should applaud this stuff in crypto.
Yep, super interesting. I've been paying attention to it, being part of TokenWorks. Anyone who minted that now, I think the rewards that are coming back to us are like close to 2 ETH total from the Punkster just royalties coming in. So a 2x on initial investment if you just sat there and did nothing with the TokenWorks NFT that Kix highlighted back in January. Next story I want to cover. There's a ton of like really cool, interesting news. Kinetiq, they just had their TGE for KNTQ. They just announced markets. It's called quote unquote markets. Essentially, they're going to be using the Hyperliquid HIP3 to enable essentially trading of everything on their own bespoke platform on Hyperliquid. They're partnering with native markets and PvP Trade to create this. Also, Kaiko Data. There's going to be a new, it's called a DEX liquid staking tokens called kmHype. There's going to be a like pre-sale type thing, pre-deposit for this. So essentially it's another form of liquid staked hype. This is coming up on the 8th, so 5 days from today. If you're a Kinetiq holder, you get kind of first dibs, bigger allocation to convert your normal Kinetiq Hyperliquid hype to this kmHype, which is going to be backing the market and earning fees from the market. So pretty cool innovations happening on Hyperliquid. We're
Yeah,
seeing
can
more
I
and
just
more.
say something really, really quick on Hyperliquid?
Yeah.
So number one stock trading on Hyperliquid, $250 million in daily volume. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th top traded product on Hyperliquid. Then you have NVIDIA with $40 million of daily volume, Tesla, Google, $20 million each. I haven't seen much talk about that on the timeline, so I thought it was cool just to highlight that a little bit because if you want to make short-term, get short-term positions in a lot of the top stocks, you can now just do that on Hyperliquid. It's pretty cool.
Yep. And they ran out a new like kind of innovation upgrade for that. They reduced fees on all of these HIP3 markets.
Yes.
So I think this volume might be part like everyone who has been farming Hyperliquid for any sort of like future rewards might be moving to these markets versus traditional crypto markets.
That's a good take.
Because of the reduced fees and like capital efficiency. And maybe they reward HIP3 traders more over time. So
I may have the long hood now.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Really really interesting. Funding on some of these is interesting.
You can even buy, oh wow, SpaceX and Anthropic cooking.
This is new, right? Look at the funding this.
This is all eventuals.
0.02%.
Holy shit. Look at that, dude. Dude, you could have longed fucking SpaceX for 50% gain.
That's cool. Anthropic getting set to IPO next year. Also through Ventuals. This one, almost a 2x.
Almost a 2x, man. Getting 2x on privately traded stocks. Future of France. Really cool. Future of France.
OpenAI as well, available through Ventuals. These charts all look the same.
Yeah, man, I wish I had done that. So I was taking a look at OpenAI when it was at 640. So if you just want to know the math, the Oracle price matches the market cap, like meaning that 640 million, right? So it's just like any
billion.
Sorry, yeah, 640 billion. So like any Ventuals product is structured that way, right? So if you're ever looking at these things and you're like, what is this worth? Just know like that's what the market cap is, right? So it's at 640, right? And I was like, they're floating that they're going to IPO at $1 trillion, right? So I was like, there's a 60% gap between where Hyperliquid is pricing them and where they say they're going to IPO. And it looks like that gap just got closed, and I did not participate in the closing of that gap, which is all good. But cool stuff to see.
This is really cool. This is like what the HIP3 is like
finally supposed to be.
Yeah,
and it's working. You could say it's maybe not the most accurate. I mean, like those things all pumping 40% to me seems like a squeeze of anything. But fuck, who knows? Maybe like they were not properly rated in terms of market cap, and there was this edge there.
Yeah, I mean, look at the daily on these things: 30%, 44%, 49% on the day.
Yeah, the thing is that you could, in theory, short these. You have a really good funding rate, and they just went up 40%. It's just really tricky to like. I would only short these things on isolated margin, right? And so, like, if you short on like 3x margin, then like you could survive at 30% squeeze. So yeah, you just got to be cautious on the short side on these.
Yeah, I mean, look at the open interest. There's not
a lot. Yeah, exactly. No. So you can get squeezed pretty hard. But squeezes happen both ways.
It's true. Squeeze the long, squeeze the shorts. I need to be getting in a couple of these. I kind of like it as like low cost exposure to Hyperliquid as well.
Yeah.
So this is pretty cool. What else? I mean, there's a lot today. Fusaka, Kinetiq, we talked Fwog, we talked token strategy. Bitcoin ETF volume skyrocketed yesterday. First day Vanguard was allowing its customers to purchase ETFs. IBIT saw a huge bump in trading volume in the first 30 minutes of trading. So Eric Balchunas, one of the Bloomberg ETF bros, out here commenting that the Vanguard customers are aping in. You think this is part of why we ran so hard over the last 24 hours?
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. It could just be, I mean, who the fuck knows? It could be people saying this is a good dip buy on Bitcoin. It pulled back significantly from the top. I got no clue, but inflows, price go up. That's good, right?
Always. Easy. You had some big wins on Polymarket, I think, over the last couple days. I saw you posting. What did you hit?
No, dude, we lost everything on Zootopia. Remember?
I thought you had a hit yesterday. No.
Yeah, we made it all back yesterday. Not all of it, but a good chunk of it.
What did you hit yesterday?
The Tennessee election, the special election.
You're the only 10 I see.
Listen, but what I was saying is Tennessee special election. There was odds that shifted. Benjamin Freeman is the guy I follow. Ben W. Freeman won, and then I traded crypto up down markets. I fat fingered a market by accident and accidentally bought 2,000 shares of something that I didn't mean to, but it won. Yeah, but it won. So I was basically just gambling on that part. But we made like $370 taking the favorite on the Tennessee special election because Benjamin Freeman also hammered it. So I was like, yeah, and this guy's really good at election stuff. I think some of the edges is like finding niches where people are just really good and there's not a ton of different options that you can take. So you basically just pick what you think's going to hit or what they think's going to hit and let it ride. So that's kind of what I did.
Matt Van Epps?
Yeah, we took Matt Van Epps. We bought that dip there, though, where Van Epps dropped to 74%.
Nice. Good dip buy.
Yeah, so I bought that. It happened last night, though. So if you go to like the one day, it's probably the play. Yeah, that dip there. Literally right there.
Nice. Great job.
We bought the lows. That was truthfully, it was like I saw that this Benjamin Freeman was taking like a no position on the counterparty, which is what I took. I took the no actually on
Jody Barrett.
No, it was a different person. I don't know why she's not on there. Something Byrne, Audrey Byrne, Emily Byrne. I take Byrne up there. Scroll up a little bit. Time and more. Right there. Afton Ben. That one. So you can see that huge surge.
Wow.
Up to like yeah, so I took a no during that surge.
So that was like the counter trade. Like you're just doubling up on the
it's the same thing.
The Jody Barrett.
Like taking the yes on the other one, but there was more liquidity on the no there. So I just got to fill with a limit order on it.
Nice. Great job, man.
So that was a nice hit. It got me 50% of the way there. And then up down markets got me to my absurdly high $635 a day goal that I need for the rest of the month to make it all back.
That's
the thing is, once the portfolio gets to a certain point, 635 is not as risk intensive. When you're starting with a lower balance, it's like I have to average 41% a day right now.
Yeah. Well, that's highly risky.
Yeah.
What are you looking at today?
Today, nothing too crazy. I usually like use volume and like activity trackers to wait for stuff. That's like how I prefer to move it. But I guess like my main thing is like truthfully kind of just waiting. Like that's where I'm at. I'm waiting to see where volume surges and what markets get close to resolution before I really start taking swings.
Polymarket go live back up to 97.
Yeah.
That was a great.
It's actually getting disputed right now because the app is technically live, but it's not for all users.
Interesting dispute there. Well, you can exit at 97 and not have to deal with that risk. But yeah, man, I think prediction markets are awesome. I'm actually thinking about doing a little video, just a primer for people getting in, trying to make money on prediction markets. I also have a tool I could. Your wallet's public easy. I ran it on mine. It gives you recommendations to improve your profitability. It'll show you categories you're the best at.
Does it just call me a retard?
It wouldn't do that, such a thing. Claude doesn't say mean things. I call Claude a retard. Claude never called me one before. But yeah, generally on a lot of these markets, if you're not on the no side, you want to be nimble and quick. A lot of people get wrecked on the yes side. Also, a lot of people think that they got to hold everything to resolution.
I don't hold anything to resolution.
I love it. A lot of time, I think people don't appreciate the percentage gains. Like if you buy something at 30 cents and you sell it at 40 cents, you made a 33% return. You know, you don't need to hold that baby to 100. You don't need to hold that 200.
What is this growth metric here? I'm looking at Predict Shark right now, Kicks. What is
that's just 20 volume compared to the last 24 hours. So, volume last 2 hours compared to the previous 2 hours. So it's just showing you like those are the hot markets that people are trading way more over the past 2 hours than the previous 2 hours. You can also go over to the live feed.
Something has changed in this market too.
Exactly.
Essentially is what you're trying
and like the Fed stuff could simply be like, more people trade that on US time, right? So like everyone wakes up and start trading it. If you go over to the live feed, this is what I love. So you can how I do it, I do min value 100. And then you can go over to the price bands, you can put in like 20 and 80 or 20 and 60 or whatever. So you can look for markets.
We got to make back some money for easies. Let's go 40 to 60.
Okay, and then you can, if you don't like sports and crypto, you can exclude both of those. And then any trades that are highlighted in orange, that's a top 1K P&L trader.
What about yellow?
That's what I meant, yellow.
Oh. All right, here we go. Will AI be Time Person of the Year for 2025?
Dude, all these are too long of a turnaround time, though.
Too long.
I need shit that resolves tomorrow or today. The issue is so many of the markets, you can't actually track that because they have expiration Jan 1, 2026.
Yeah, easy. Obviously, hindsight's 2020, but man, if you had gotten on that Minecraft bottom from 20 to, that went from 20 to 100 in a day, or 20 to 80 in a day.
About Trump approval up or down this week? Still too long for you, right? You need daily resolution.
Daily.
That's just like impossible, man, to make 40% returns on daily markets other than straight gambling.
Did it yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crypto up
do it again?
down, essentially.
I hope you win. I hope you get 40%.
I know. Me too.
What are ChatGPT? What's 40% returns a day compounded over a year? It's like a 20,000% return. You know what I mean?
It's like you just got into a Ponzi, one of those Ponzi's with the Lambo calculator.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, 1,000 in. Tomorrow I'll have 1,400. Okay, not bad. But by the end of the year, I'm going to have 2 mansions and a Ferrari.
Oh, man. Other big market yesterday, Tyrael made a few grand off of it just being a fast clicker on Kalshi, was the Kevin Hassett, or rather Trump's nomination for Fed chair. Maybe if you type in Fed chair, they had a news conference yesterday where they said it's going to happen in sorry, there's another market. There's one that has an option nobody nominated in 2025. It probably already resolved. Yeah, so this is the 2026 market.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yesterday there was a meeting and Trump basically said, we're not going to nominate Kevin Hassett until next year. And so Kevin Hassett on this market went up to like 80 and no nomination was like 17. And then it just went, no nomination went to 17 to 100. Which there was a little bit of a leak that you could have played that off of. Which is that Trump said a few days ago that Scott Bessent has been telling him that he should not fire Jerome Powell this year. And so that was your kind of tell 3 or 4 days ago that he's not going to replace Jerome Powell this year. because I think Trump highly respects Scott Bessent. Great guy, legend, absolute Chad. Also a homosexual with 2 children. So I think that's a really cool story as well, because he never talks about it because he doesn't need that to define him.
The video of Trump speaking here is just like funny how he like nods that he's going to be the nominee.
It's a great group.
Can you guys hear this?
And,
Yeah.
There's a potential Fed chair is here too. I don't know. Who's allowed to say this? Potential. He's a respected person.
Look at Scott Bessent in the back, just smiling.
Great group. And
Again, it's a respected person, Kevin.
I don't know. He may be right over there. Maybe this guy.
A couple minutes left. Gonna go through what do we got here. If you're listening to the show, you may have participated in the Moonbirds blind box sale. We talked about that. We did pretty well on that. They are revealing now. So you can redeem for collectibles on Collector Crypt, their website. There's instructions on the Moonbirds X page at Moonbirds on how to do this. They're trading at 1.4 Solana. I believe they were cheaper. So you're still in the profit from mint, I believe. So you can choose to redeem or hold. I don't know the details of like if this is going to be like redeem it now or you're forever hold your peace and they're worthless or what. But they are still trading. There's still some volume on secondary for these. It looks like they're going to have figures inside of them and a card pack with a randomized collectible card and a QR code. So this leads me to believe that maybe some kind of allocation here with a QR code for Burb, but something I wanted to point out because we did talk about that on the show. I know a good number of listeners minted these alongside of us. So keep a look out for that. Staying over on the NFT side, Pudgy Penguins partnering with the NHL on the Winter Classic. For those not familiar with that, basically the NHL hosts like an outdoor game every year. It's cool when it's like snowing and stuff during this, but Penguins continuing to push out their IP. Love to see it. Positioned well for next NFT season if we get one. Do you think we're gonna get another NFT season?
That is a very applicable partnership for a Penguin. Is the NHL winter on ice?
Yeah, normally you see Pudgy Penguins like moving in the winter because Pudgies live in the cold weather. Historically, have had good winters, but I mean NFTs in general have been pretty much down only recently. What'd you sell your Pudgy at, Kex?
60 grand.
60 grand. We're now sitting at 5.6 ETH at 3K ETH. So 4x basically from here is where you sold. That's a good sale, I'd say. Is there any level where you'd be interested in buying back into a Pudgy Penguin?
I'd be miserable if I didn't sell that. I'm so happy I did that. Probably not. I think you have to look at Pudgy and you have to say that it has taken the same arc as Yuga Labs, right? Like you get the main collection, you get like some other stuff, you get some airdrops, you get the big token launch, right? And like the big token launch is kind of like the last rabbit out of the hat. So like when it did that,
Yuga using like potentially a second token, which is like pretty weird. Yeah, I don't know how
parallel special.
Yeah. Even looking at the high end, for the longest time, punks have been above Bitcoin. Bitcoin now above punks, or close to it. I guess they flipped. It looks like punks might have reflipped on this pump. 30 ETH floor on punks, dangerously close to dropping into the 20s again. $95,000 for a crypto punk right now. Is there a price where you would buy a crypto punk, Kix?
Yes.
What would that be?
50 grand.
50K.
Mhm.
Easy.
I
What
don't
about
think
you?
it'll-
You bought
I don't
a
think it'll
crypto
get there
before.
though.
I'm not buying a punk.
Your last experience wasn't a friendly one.
I'm good.
Wake up.
That was kind of
euphoric.
my fault. I mean, that was kind of my fault. We were getting a little silly. Easy and I are getting a little silly that day. Probably like people should, speaking of notes, if you write down your crypto journal, if Easy and Kicks hop on a spontaneous live stream on the weekend, just basically screaming mass euphoria, and then they buy a multiple $100,000 CryptoPunk live on stream, sell fucking everything. That literal
Nuke
second,
it all.
hit the eject button, exit all markets.
That was a fun space though. I'm not gonna lie. I was listening to that one. I was building. What was I building? I was building something on the floor, some like IKEA furniture piece. Listening to you guys just buy CryptoPunk. It was wild.
I mean, we did that stream, and then like 4 hours later, Melania dropped, and just like it was like a fucking Nagasaki nuke.
That was one of the crazier times to be in crypto. I think that covers everything for today. Anything
show.
else, you guys?
Great show. Nothing for me, man. Nothing for me. You could
Well, thank
you could take the no on weed rescheduled in 2025 at 85 cents. You know, are they really going to reschedule weed at the very end of the year going into the holidays?
Reschedule it to like
A less bad drug, I guess.
oh.
I'm just looking at what my algo bot's taking to see if there's any.
Your algo bot just took this one. It liked it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It also, I'm not sure on this one, but it took, these are all swing trades. It took Will Russia capture all of Kupianski by December 31st.
Which one?
Okay.
Kupiansk?
Yeah. Will Russia capture all of Kupiansk by December 31st? It's up $42 today. So that's pretty cool.
Let's go. Just passive income. Gotta love it.
And I got a bunch of
profitable overall?
optimizations. I ran when I first launched it, right? And the logic was not good, right? So like there was like a day where it was just buying and then instantly dumping. So like if you think about the spread, right? You're basically like you're buying and then selling and you're just losing a 5-cent spread or a 3-cent spread. So it lost a few $100s until I got it working. And then ever since I've got it working, it's now been profitable. And I had Claude do a deep analysis on the last 1,000 trades that it ran. And there was some like really interesting alpha, like taking the no between 50 and 80 cents was the most profitable price range.
If you're betting the no at 50 to 80.
Yeah. Taking the no at 50 to 80 was the most profitable like price bracket. It does much better in political markets, does very poorly in entertainment markets. Some of those things on small sample sizes, but also like there's like a small bug in the bot where it'll sell, but then it will like the price and it'll just rebuy back in. And it was like your ROI on those is like 0%. So I need to patch that today. So I think there's still some improvements to get it more profitable. Also, it doesn't trade on enough markets, so I gotta push an update where it'll be able.
Does it actually? You know what? We'll talk about this after the show because I don't want to bog people down with the technical details.
Sure.
So
yeah, Claude is the shit. If you want to code out there, Anthropic, they actually just acquired Bun, which is like massive. Bun's like a very big, like distribution dependency. So Anthropic, Claude, probably should long them on Ventuals on Hyperliquid.
Not a bad idea. And thank you all for listening on another wonderful show. We do this podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can catch us on Spotify, on Apple for all of your podcasting needs. You can also watch us back on YouTube and Zora. See what we're talking about.